Hi everyone, Ben here. I was just thinking now, after wrapping up my last video about how life used to be so much more simple before the internet, back in the day, before we had all these distractions from our devices, content constantly sucking us in and asking us the question, how do we want to be entertained? I thought of something very, very personal. And I hope some of you will benefit from this, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section below. The pandemic and being locked in the house, gosh, it sounds horrible, locked in the house. No, but that's what it felt, okay? It felt like we were in prison in a way, some happier prisons than others. 5 kids in a pandemic, trying to keep everyone happy and entertained. Let me tell you, that's another video entirely. But I want to talk about couples in a committed relationship. And when you're in a committed relationship, there's kind of an expectation of, I'm going to be with this person, I'm going to stick around with them, I'm going to put up with some of the stuff I don't like, and I'm going to love the stuff I do love about them. And I do have to make a mention and recognize that for a lot of people, this wasn't a good time at all, that it was a viable prison for them if they were involved in a relationship that had abuse. So my heart goes out to them, and if you're watching, I'm praying for you, because I can't even imagine what that's like, to have to be in a relationship where you can't escape. And I hope and pray that everyone can find good counselors to help them through that pain and to recover from that tragedy, because life before all that was revealed, abusive partners could go out and vent to someone else. They could have drinks with the guys, or she could go out clubbing with friends, or I don't know how they coped with being irritated with their partner. But sometimes it didn't have to do with that. Sometimes it had to do with, we've been so wrapped up in being entertained in our lives, in our digital environment of our devices constantly grabbing our attention, and often that content is way more interesting than the people around us. So it was a way for couples to always escape. And during the pandemic, when a lot of that content dried up, and we know Netflix, for families, Disney Plus, YouTube, they've all made a killing off us because they've given us content to satisfy a lot of our need to be entertained and to numb ourselves from the tragedies around us. So this has forced couples to get to know each other better, to deal with their quirks, and to learn more about each other. And I'll admit, a lot of couples didn't like what they saw, and they couldn't handle it. So there's been a lot of breakups, there's been a lot of divorce, there's been a lot of violence in the home, and it's really, really tragic. There's also been a lot of good things. My wife and I, we've been married just a little over a year now. Jackie and I love adventure. We love to go places. We love to see the mountains. We love, just being out. And that forced us to stay in and basically, entertain ourselves. And it was great for us because we built the foundation of finding happiness in our connection. And when we became more connected to each other, that only grew. But for some of you guys out there, maybe that wasn't the same. I'd love to hear how you guys made it through this pandemic as couples in the comment section below. But that's just me thinking now.